All right, hello everybody. We're doing this a little bit differently this morning. Chris Howe is in Florida, so we're semi-remote with one person, and that means that any voting will be done by roll call voting. Before we start, I'll just do a roll call attendance check to validate that everybody's here and that we have a quorum. Chris Howe.
Here.
Susan Grillo.
Here?
Joyce.
Here.
Bill here.
Here.
John.
John here.
Yep. Here.
I'm here too.
Oh, your Mr. Jesperson is here too, and of course Cindy is here with us as well. Okay, so we definitely have more than a quorum of 4, so we can start. I guess I need a motion to bring the meeting to order.
I give a motion to bring the meeting to order.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Chris?
Here. Aye.
Susan?
Yes. Present.
Chris? Bill? Yes. John?
Yes.
Yep.
Chuck?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Public comment, I'm not gonna read anything about it because there is no one here from the public. The first agenda item is to review, to approve or discuss the December 18th, 2022 meeting minutes.
I give a motion to approve the December 18th
Thank you.
meeting minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you, Susan. I will do a roll call vote. Chris?
Abstain.
Okay. Susan?
Yes?
Abstain.
Bill, yes.
Yes.
John?
Yes. Yes.
Great, the minutes are approved. The next item is of particular interest to me. Cindy and I had a joint meeting with the Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging in September. September. And at the time, they had planned to have what we thought was a membership drive. And at the meeting, only one person showed up. Deb Kennedy showed up, and we didn't hear from Kate at all. And Deb didn't really have the details. Allegedly, they were going to have a mailing to 2,200 people, and I kind of asked for information to be able to talk about it today, so it would sound pretty intelligent, but I don't have any information from them. I never got a response to the email that I sent out twice to Kate. Deb did say that it is not a membership drive, because if you examine their bylaws, a member of the Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging, and a member can be anyone who just donates to them, is entitled to vote. And they have no intention of conducting meetings where more than the 2 of them and having other people have to vote. They can negate that somewhat, neutralize that by changing the bylaw to say there'll be voting members of the Friends, the directors, so to speak, and then anyone who donates is a member but not a voting member, but that's their business. So Deb said it's not a membership drive, it's more about fundraising. So I was asking for today, okay, who did you target these letters to? 2,200 people, who are they? Who are the targets? Did it happen in October like you planned it to happen? I don't know. No feedback. If it happened, was it successful? Are you getting a flow of donations? At any rate, I'm just not happy that there's been no feedback or details about what they're doing, and it's causing. It will cause more investigation into what's going on, and I will just leave it at that.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When are you scheduled to meet again in person?
February 28th.
February 28th.
We bumped it to meet quarterly
Uh-huh.
instead of monthly.
Okay.
And Tracy.
Well, wait a minute. For us to meet quarterly. They might be meeting monthly, I don't know.
Monthly, I
But
think.
we are just meeting with them
Yeah.
quarterly.
Are there any minutes or anything on their website about their meetings?
I've not seen anything.
I don't think that's up to date.
I've not even looked at. I've not
Is it a
even looked at
requirement?
it.
They're a private group, so
Yeah,
I think,
Yeah. It's a
I don't know if they have the manpower to update their website regularly. And I know they had talked about having copies of the minutes on there at one
Right.
point. I don't know if that ever made it. And I don't know if that's a mandate, you know,
Sounds
as a
like a
private.
sad situation.
Well, it is, and, you know, there were several people there on their board, so to speak, and Stacy Fix resigned, so technically, they have 3 people on the board. I think you count the resignation as an empty spot because someone was sitting there, so, I mean, so there are 2 members, and a quorum for 3 or a quorum for 2 is 2. So they have to be unanimous to vote on something, and to me, it just doesn't sound like a very healthy situation, just having
Yeah.
a couple people. And I've seen no indication that they're aggressively trying to recruit more members, voting members, their board members, to help them out, but they always cry that they don't have time or they don't, they're busy, so,
Well,
anyway.
They had someone that wanted to join as a member, I can't remember the woman's name, but I think you said.
Isabel.
At a meeting.
Isabel?
She went
Jeanette
to.
Isabella.
Jeanette Isabella.
Neighbor influence
Yeah,
member,
yeah.
so she felt more welcomed.
Feeling more welcomed is a big part of it, I'm afraid to say, but anyway, that's enough discussion. Unless anyone has any questions or discussion items about that, we'll leave it.
We can give you an update at the March meeting after we've met with them in February. I think
Yeah.
that's the next.
Exactly. As far as chairperson's report, I just want to take a minute to talk about tomorrow night. There's a game night. And you know, game nights are interesting. It's a game night brings people to the Council on Aging for several reasons. One of them, the most popular one, seems to be socialization. And people come, they talk to each other, they meet people, they interact with them. Sometimes we don't even play games. We talk for the whole time. Cindy and Kathy always have some kind of food there. Tomorrow night, I think it's
Chinese food.
from family. So, I mean, it's really good, and some people would love to have more people play cribbage with them. So, and it's like 4:30 to 6:30,
30.
and it sort of disbands in time if you wanted to go to a select board
4:30
meeting.
to 6:30?
Yeah, so it's kind of nice, and it's the socialization part of it, I think, is huge, and that in itself has attracted, I think, a little bit more people to come to the Council on Aging to participate in different things. I've told you before that the game playing I'm sensitive about because I'm a loser. Cindy's daughter, Maddie, would say, I'm an L. I'm an L. Not even an L Riz. So, anyway, so if you have a chance, you know, try to see if you can get to something like that. It's really, it's really pretty interesting.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
People are,
How many folks are typically in attendance?
well, I would say now we're up to about 20 to 25.
That's
It's a
great.
pretty good number. When we started, I'd say it was half that, maybe 10 people.
Yeah.
So it's like everything else that we do. It takes a little bit of time and word of mouth, and it slowly grows. But you know, Kathy and I understand too, weather plays a big part in what we
It
do.
does.
So thankfully it's not tonight. Tomorrow's going to be nice and clear. But you know, we understand that sometimes that puts a damper on things.
So I know I have the bad habit of stealing something from the director's report about activities, but I like game night even though I lose. Cindy, how about the director's report?
Okay, so when I go back downstairs, the first thing I'm doing is putting our new newsletters in my car to head over to the post office. We got them, we had a bunch of volunteers help us last week with stuffing and folding, so these are ready to go out, which puts us in a good spot because sometimes we're crushing right before the first of the month. So we're gonna have them out in time for people to see things for the first of the month. We've started doing movie matinees. This coming 2 months, we decided to do Frozen. And then there's a Disney nature show called Polar Bears. It's all about polar bears. And then Kathy picked a movie called The Quiet Man. I think it's might be an old Western. I can't remember. So we actually we didn't put the names of the movies in the newsletter before, but we think it's a good idea to maybe let people know what we're looking at. But we're gonna try and do those twice a month. The only reason we're only doing one in March is because we have our St. Patrick's Day luncheon. We have a couple of things going on, so we just couldn't fit it all in. Bingo, obviously, we've got going on. We are starting our blood pressure clinics. This is going to be the first Monday of each month at 12 p.m. We have a nurse who's going to do that for us, so that's pretty awesome. Coffee with a Cop is starting. Deputy Chief Aaron Wojcicki, okay. I can never say his last name. So anyways, he, as the deputy chief, had come to me and said, I'd like to do this, like a community policing type thing. So once a month, he will be, if it's not him, it will be Chief Fisher. If it's not her, someone from the department will be there. Aaron will be there for the first one. He intends to have just a little discussion topic, very informal, but he's going to talk about elder scams. I'm sure you've seen it in the paper. A couple of different councils on aging have highlighted issues. We are trying to work with the Newburyport Bank to schedule another scam program like we did before with the police department. We just haven't been able to connect. I think a lot of that, they're having a merger acquisition type thing, I think, over at that bank. So I think they're a little bit preoccupied with that. But we intend to schedule something. But Aaron, in the meantime, will do sort of just a very informal discussion with folks. But this is a great way to meet with the police department in a non-urgent situation. This is why we did the breakfast with the chiefs too. It's kind of nice to not have your first interaction with the police chief be in a crisis. You know, if you already, if they show up to your house because you called 911, but you already have a familiarity with them, it kind of helps lower the blood pressure of the situation a little bit. So he is very excited to come and do that. So that's going to be the second Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. We'll have treats there and coffee and just light conversation, so it'll be nice. We have a couple of Valentine's Day things coming up. We have a Make Your Own Valentine's and then a Valentine's Day lunch we're doing at the Council on Aging, much smaller scale than, say, the St. Patrick's Day luncheon, but that is an RSVP event. It's limited seats. We'll have it catered. I believe we're going to do soup and salad and a nice dessert, so that's something that will be on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Game nights, like Bill said, we have one tomorrow night, and then we have February 28th and March 21st. Watercolor class, that's always a big hit. That's continuing once a month, so February 21st and March 14th. Traveling chef meals that are coming up. We are at the mercy of the catering company when we can do those. So I would like to kind of space them out a little bit more, but I didn't have that luxury. So we have Thursday, February 23rd, and then Wednesday, March 1st, which they're kind of like right on top of each other. But that's what I could get. So those dates are in the newsletter. We ask that people RSVP a week before. I have to give final numbers to the catering company. Our St. Patrick's Day luncheon at Peta Hall will be corned beef and cabbage. That is on Wednesday, March 15th at noon. That's an RSVP event as well, asking for a week ahead of time so that we can give final numbers to the caterer for that. Gordon College Center for Balance has come to us in the past, and they are coming back again. They're going to do an initial seminar to talk about balance and the need for it and why it's so important to maintain your balance. And then what we're planning to do is, and this got kind of disrupted last time, but we're planning to have them come back, we'll see, maybe on a monthly basis to do balance screenings for folks where they'll do a one-on-one kind of quick screening with people. I believe that's what they did in the past at the Council on Aging. So we're going to try that again. We had a handful of people come to the one we did last year. Hoping we'll get more people this year, and it's at the end of March, so March 23rd. Again, weather, I never know, might have to change it. The Delvina Theater Group is coming back. They were supposed to be here in December to do a Christmas carol, and they had to cancel the day of the event because one of their cast members was sick. So we are very much looking forward to them coming this time. They're going to do Meet Julia Child, and one of the women that's in the cast is absolutely perfect for the part. So we're excited to have her come and do that. That is on Monday, March 27th. This year we have worked with the AARP Tax Aid Group to do a day here in Newbury. We are not big enough to be a site, like a specified site, like Georgetown, Newburyport, I think Amesbury, Salisbury, they're all like certified as these sites. It's kind of a labor-intensive exercise to do all that. So when I called this one from AARP, I said, what can you do for our people? Basically, what can you do for me? And she said, if I have enough volunteers, I can offer you a day. So she got enough volunteers, she offered us a day. It is March 27th, actually the same day as the Delvina group is going to be there. This is by appointment only. I believe she gave us 18 spots. I have specific time frames. This has gone out in the newsletter explaining. It's really for low to moderate income. It is for very simplistic returns. The deal is you bring all of your documentation with you, you hand it to the tax preparer, you sit there and wait. They prepare your return, they go over it with you, you sign off on it, they file it electronically, and you're good. So again, there's 18 spots. I've already had, before this even was, the reason that we decided to look into this was I've had 4 people already ask me if there's anything that's going to be happening. Now, if people have more complex returns, or we use up all our 18 spots, we will be referring people to Georgetown and Newburyport. Last year when we did that, we did not know to refer to Georgetown, but we kept referring to Newburyport, and people kept calling us back saying they told us there's no spots available. I believe that was a scheduling issue over there because this woman said we had spots available. So we will just direct to a specific person over there in Newburyport. They have volunteers answer their phones, and I think maybe they weren't connected to the right person necessarily to schedule the appointment. So we've come up with a solution for this year, and we hope it will be successful. And if this works, hopefully we can do this ongoing, where we'll have enough people to have a day here. And then the last thing we're doing is celebrating opening day at Fenway, March 30th. Opening day at Fenway is March 30th, so we're going to do an ice cream social. I don't know if there'll be snow at Fenway, but we'll see. So we just wanted to celebrate the Red Sox. And then our van is still making weekly trips on Tuesdays to Market Basket, though it sounds like our van driver is sick this week, so we're going to see if he's available another day during the week. But ordinarily, he is also available on Tuesday afternoons for local medical appointments, so if people have something local, we want to try and get them there if they cannot get a neat ride. And then, as you know, we have the taxi service as our backup plan using the Chocolate Tour funds if we can't get someone to a medical appointment through one of those other venues. And NEAT is always looking for drivers, volunteer drivers, so I like to give them a plug every time. If it's something that you're interested in volunteering for, give us a call. We can connect you with NEAT. They are always in need for help.
Talking about the van, any update?
We everything has been signed with the lowest bidder, and we are 9 months out from a new van. So it's been ordered. Everything's signed and ready to go. We just are waiting for the vehicle to arrive.
Perfect, thank you.
Nice.
Okay, thanks, Cindy. New business, I'll start. New business for downstairs, movie night. There is a popcorn making machine that's downstairs now. I don't think it's been tried out yet.
That's today.
All I know is that it was assembled by an expert who likes
His initials are Bill DeMayo.
Yeah,
I figured.
exactly.
So yes, we do. For our theater program, we were renting this popcorn machine. in 2 rentals, I've paid for it by itself. So we decided to just buy one and make the popcorn ourselves, and then we can have it whenever. So whether it's movies or the theater programs or whatever. So yes, that's a draw.
It is. And the only other new business I'd talk about is this stuff, the ethics training, conflict of interest training.
Oh, yes.
I got to it, I did it. There's 2 parts to it. One just acknowledges that you got the information like we used to do before, process before. But this is totally online, and you don't need to print out certificates like I did to turn them into anyone, allegedly, because it gets fed back into the town, okay? And it was good. I thought it was good. I got a little frustrated waiting for pictures to load. I thought it kind of was a lengthy process to do that, but there was a 5-question test, okay? And I'll tell you, if you get a question wrong, you can click on the back arrow and take the same question over again, now that you know what the answer is, but do it, be ethical about it, okay?
I think you pass even if you get the question.
I think if you got them all,
Because I didn't back up and I missed a question.
probably if you got all 5 wrong, you might get there as well.
Then you qualify for higher office.
This is probably true. New business, anyone else?
If you end up with extra popcorn, you can always bring it to the chickens.
Yeah? They eat popcorn?
Of course they do.
Oh, good to know.
Dude, you missed out on the.
No, that's all right. You would share it.
I didn't know that. That's
Take
good to know.
turns, Cindy.
I have to confess, though, I got the pumpkins from the Council on Aging last year for the chickens.
I
Oh.
love pumpkins.
Yeah.
I usually give mine to my extras, the goats, who also love.
Oh,
Oh, good to know.
Squirrels like them as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyone else for new business?
No.
All right. No need for executive session. I'd like to have a motion to establish February 27th, the week after President's Day at 9 o'clock as our next meeting date.
So moved.
Second.
And we'll do a roll call vote. Chris?
Yes.
Susan?
Yes?
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joyce? Bill, yes. John?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yep.
Damon?
Sure.
Sure. Unanimous. Okay, and now I think it's time for a
Listen.
motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote. Susan?
Yes?
Chris?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Bill? John?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yep.
Damon?
Yes.
Chris, will you be able to do minutes?
Yes.
Okay, great. I struggle with them. I have to watch the videos over and over
No
again
worries.
to pick up
I get you.
whose voice made the motion and who seconded.
I'll shoot you an email, Chris, with the report with all the info that I said.
Got it.
Okay, thanks
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Have a good day.